every day. Plus, patients.
This one's dedicated to all the mammoths.
We're on your corner and in your corner every
Tonight we're going to draw a tuskor.
because your anything is our everything. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Look today at aspendental.com. Walk in or call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
We need to reduce plastic waste in the environment. That's why the America's beverage companies,
our bottles are made to be remade.
not all plastic is the same. We're carefully designing our bottles to be 100% recyclable, including the caps,
They're collected and separated from other plastics.
so they can be turned back into material that we use to make new bottles. That completes the circle and reduces plastic waste.
Please help us get every bottle back.
Think he's posting about all that ancient Roman coinage? He's seizing the moment with Merrill, moving his money into his investment account in real time. And that's how you collect coins.
Your money never stops working for you with Merrill, a Bank of America company.
Hi, friend. Pat Boone here. You know I've always lived an active life. When you push the limits like I do, occasional pain does come with the activity. I take 100% drug-free Relief Factor every day because Relief Factor helps my body deal with aches and pain. And I feel the difference all day, every day. Just listen to how Relief Factor helps this customer.
I first ordered Relief Factor because I was having a lot of pain in my left hand and my right knee, to the point where I wasn't able to play golf anymore. Daughter and son-in-law were coming down from Minnesota for Christmas, and I
Got the trunk.
taking it, I think around December 10th, and in 2 days I could hold a club, and I was able to play golf with them. So, wonderful. I've become a believer.
Why don't you join me and hundreds of thousands of others? Get your 3-week quick start for only $19.95. Call 1-800-4RELIEF or go to ReliefFactor.com. Feel the difference with Relief Factor.
I'm not in perfect health, but I want to stay in my home. I can do it with help from a prep cook, wardrobe assistant, and stylist. Life's good when you have a plan.
My name's Ted Davis, born and raised on Long Island. I work in a competitive retreat. I don't have time for much else. Being on the road, I don't eat the way I should. Being married to a nurse and having a nurse daughter that was still living at home at that point in time, they said, Dad, fruits and vegetables, fruits and vegetables, fruits and vegetables. And I used to tell them, well, listen, you know, I do get my vegetables and whatnot. You know, when I stop off on the side of the road and I have that hot dog, I always make sure I put the onions and sauerkraut on it. And they always look at me and said, that doesn't really count. So I started.
Here's Tuskor's nose.
I said, that's healthy. Probably one of the major things I noticed with me was my eye health. My wife noticed it.
Everyone knows that mammoths have really powerful tusks that they use to defend themselves against predators like Panther Leo.
see, son, a little elbow grease, you can do just about anything.
Thanks, Dad.
That's right, Robin. And it's never too early to learn you could save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer.
That's right, Jamie. But it's not just about savings. It's about the friends we make along the way.
You said it, folks. And don't forget to floss before you brush. Your gums will thank you.
That's right, Dr. Gary.
Jamie?
Sorry, I had your lip gloss way back in mind.
What was it?
Can't remember.
Welcome back. Adolescent deaths involving fentanyl are skyrocketing, up 77% for kids aged 14 to 18 in the past year alone. That's according to a brand new study released in April by the Journal of American Medical Association. Dr. Mark Siegel has more on this growing danger of fentanyl and the poisoning of America. Dr. Siegel, this is so frightening.
Yes, it is, Anita. The apparatus that
Here are the ears.
involves a transnational criminal organization, including China, Mexico, and social media, with our children as their victims.
How does a vibrant, healthy, physically capable 17-year-old just no longer live?
It's been more than a year since Chris and Laura Didier found their 17-year-old son slumped over his desk inside their home near Sacramento.
Chris just said, our baby is gone.
Zach Didier died of fentanyl poisoning in December
2020 after taking what he thought was a single Percocet pill. Instead, it turned out to be fentanyl, a synthetic opioid up to 100 times more powerful than morphine.
There was no Percocet at all in his system.
A recent study by the Journal of the American Medical Association finds fentanyl-involved fatalities among adolescents ages 14 to 18 have skyrocketed every year since 2019. Zach, a straight-A student, athlete and musician, was said to be a first-time user who bought the drug on Snapchat. Fentanyl can be easily disguised as another drug.
It is about poisoning, not overdose, but it's about the deception that's happening.
Apps like Snapchat have faced heavy criticism by parents who say they are essentially an open market for the sale and purchase of drugs. In 2021, the Drug Enforcement Agency seized more than 20 million counterfeit pills.
Just 2 milligrams of fentanyl is enough to kill someone. That's 10 or 20 tiny crystals of salt.
Laura and Chris turned their grief into activism.
We've got to talk about the means that our kids are being exposed.
Here are the
What if, you know,
extra
a
set.
woman and share
Tuskor
that
has
she
2
was
sets of
engaged
tusks.
with these other kids. And we knew it's what Dr. wanted us to do.
I gotta admit, Tuskor is basically one of my favorites, including his signature move, nose slap.
The problem we must address now is twofold. One, the addiction these painkillers are causing, and two, the criminal enterprise of deliberately lacing fake pills with fentanyl to cheaply create the high with desired deadly consequences occurring. Shining a spotlight on these bogus pills is a big part of the solution, Anita.
Dr. Siegel, it was so brave of that family to speak out like this and tell their story, the story of what happened to their son. But, you know, as you mentioned in your report, these drugs are pouring over the border. They're coming in children's backpacks. They're coming in hidden in so many different ways. And unlike when we were kids, the kids now are buying these drugs on social media. So, as a doctor, how do you talk to parents about how to police this kind of stuff?
I tell parents to be on the lookout for changes in behavior. I want parents to have the conversation about social media. I want parents to know that it's not just China now, it's also India getting involved. And I want parents to know that there's another drug coming out called isoniazid that's actually 20 times more powerful than fentanyl. And one pill was enough to kill Zach Didier. That's an enormous warning. Parents better heed it. It's not just pills that we're using after we have surgery and then leading to addiction. This is for kids that aren't addicted in the first place. Very, very frightening. Parents have to be aware.
Yeah, and as you said, it is such a minute amount that can kill someone. So again, if you were advising parents about, you know, the old Nancy Reagan adage, just say no, but you have to tell them to say no now, because what happened to this teenager can happen to anyone.
And there's also, absolutely, there's also a pill called Narcan. Everybody knows about it. It's available over the counter. That has to be made more commonly available. And Suboxone, which is a treatment for this, and treatment programs. And another thing, lastly, with the pandemic, it's all tied to mental health problems that we're having in this country. An enormous problem with anxiety and depression among our teens because of schools being closed ties together with substance abuse. Parents, teachers, physicians,
And finished. Remember, Tuskor's tail, feet, are made out of stone. And there, that's how you draw a Tuskor. That's all for now. Please like and rock and subscribe to my channel, and look at what new fighter I'm going to draw next. Stegosaurus, see you later. This one goes out to all elephants and mammoths out there. I can name a few right off the back. Moratherium, Dinotherium, Gombatherium, mammoths, lots of others.